I'm going to ask everyone to please get your cameras out and put it on selfie mode right now. If you have your camera on selfie mode, then I want to ask everyone to stand up. Please stand up. I'm going to assume everyone has taken a selfie before. Take as many selfies as you want with you and the people around you to mark this moment. Ready, go. Take a couple. When you're done, please have a seat. Thank you for doing that. This was to help you remember when you look at that photo and you say, why did I have this selfie of me and all of the group? It's because when you look at that photo, I hope when this speech is over, you ask yourself, am I willing to consider what he just proposed to me about customer service? That's all I ask. How many books and articles have been written about customer service? I Amazon search 30,000 books. I Google nothing less than 3 billion opportunities to explore customer service. I've been in customer service for 44 years, 30 of those years at one of the most customer-centric organizations in the world, the Walt Disney Company. And I am here to tell you that going the extra mile is a flawed concept. And I'm going to share with you what you can do instead. The gurus, the people who write the books, do the videos, do the master classes. In my 30 years at Disney, 15 of those years teaching outsiders through the Disney Institute about the Disney way, my hypothesis on what everyone is trying to say over the course of time is simply this: if you can consistently meet your customers' expectations, that's good. If you can consistently meet your customers' expectations and occasionally exceed them, that's better. And if you can consistently reach a level where you are exceeding your customers' expectations, that is the best. They say if you can exceed customers' expectations, the best way to do that is to go the extra mile. And when you exceed your customers' expectations by going the extra mile, the customer will think or say the magic word. Wow! They call it the wow factor. The gurus write about it. When you go the extra mile and you exceed your customer's expectations, often the customer doesn't say it, but you know, as a customer, we often think it. It's the magic word. It's the holy grail. It's the bullseye for when we are able to exceed our customers' expectations. I'm proposing that going the extra mile to get there is a flawed concept. What about all day, every day, day after day, week after week, year after year, for your entire career? How do you scale every person that you serve all day, every day to exceed their expectations? I'd like to illustrate with a personal example of how simple and easy exceeding expectations can be, and at the same time, how elusive exceeding expectations can be. Give me one moment. 2005. My wife and I have been married 36 years now. In 2005, we have an 18-year-old son, married 36 years. You do the math, it's not going to add up. Never going to add up. My younger sister has 5 grandchildren. My younger sister. Our son, when we returned from our annual summer trip to the beach in Florida, started having physical complications. And we started on an 18-month journey to try and figure out what was causing these symptoms. He had 3 colonoscopies between his 4th birthday and his 5th birthday. He had a barium x-ray where you drink the cocktail and they watch it go through your system. Countless other x-rays, other blood tests. They tested him for juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, for leukemia. None of the tests were conclusive. And finally, the experts said, let's do a full body x-ray. Let's x-ray every square inch of this little boy's body in hopes of finding what no other test will reveal. 18 months, nothing conclusive. We get up early. We drive 45 minutes downtown Orlando to the hospital. We arrive early for a 7 a.m. appointment. We check in. We have a seat. They tell us someone will call our name shortly. And we're sitting there in the waiting room, scared, anxious, desperately wanting a test to tell us what is causing these things. And weirdly, hoping they don't find anything. Woman calls our name, we stand up, we follow her down a hall into a small room with 3 chairs, a desk, and a computer. The hospital representative sits down in the chair behind the desk and the computer. My wife sits here, I sit here. My son sits on my lap, 5.5 years old. The bear sits on his lap. The hospital worker's job is to review all our information, address, insurance, all of payment, and she leads with, now picture where my wife and I are and our son, scared, anxious, and she leads with, how long has your son had this problem? And I couldn't help, from all of my Disney training, to think if she could think about what she is being given from the customers. What could she have led with? What's your bear's name? Every one of these that a little kid carries has a name. She could have led with what's your bear's name. How do you think that might have changed the climate of where we were? And I ask you, what prohibited her from that small, simple gesture? What's your bear's name? Going the extra mile is elusive. There's a time and a place for it. Please don't get me wrong. There is a time and a place for going the extra mile. When we inconvenience a customer, that's a good time to roll out the red carpet. Go the extra mile, go above and beyond. When there's an opportunity as a service provider to know about a milestone or something special, you can plan for the extra mile. But all day, every day, day after day, how do you scale that week after week? I want to ask you a question. Did she not have enough time? Did she not have enough money, enough resources? Did she not have enough energy? If what she would have done, was she worried that it would have set a standard, that perhaps we would worry about not being able to do that for everyone? If you've ever been asked this question, can you please come up with one good reason why going the extra mile is a flawed concept? If you've never been asked, why is going the extra mile a flawed concept, please stand up. If you've never been asked that question. You've never been asked, why is going the extra mile a flawed concept? And if you've been asked, you can also stand up. So everyone can stand up at this time, please. Most of you have never been asked. I would like for you to find a partner right now. Find a partner. This is you and another person. I'm going to ask you in a moment to have a 20-second conversation. Everybody has a partner? Okay, I'm going to assume everybody has a partner. Each of you come up with one good reason why going the extra mile is a flawed concept. Ready, go. Thank you for doing that. Please remain standing. Please remain standing. Thank you for doing that. If your answer that you said or your answer that you heard, the answer that you heard sounded like we can't do it all day, every day, day after day, for every person, week after week. We can't do the extra mile because it takes too much time. It costs too much money. I don't have enough resources. I don't have enough energy. And I'm worried that it could set a standard that we can't maintain. If your answer that you said or heard revolved around something similar to that, please have a seat. And if it didn't, also please have a seat. Majority of you sat. This is elusive for a variety of reasons. It takes too much time, it costs too much money. I don't have the resources that I need. I don't have enough energy, not all day, every day, day after day, week after week, not for my entire career. And I'm worried about setting a standard we can't maintain. I need a volunteer. Is there anyone in the room with the name Annis? There is. Oh, this is beautiful. Annis. Everybody, a hand for Annis. Annis has no speaking parts, but I am going to ask you to wear this hat, and I'm going to ask Annis I'm going to narrate a story, and I am Janitor Jeff. I am a custodial. I'm a janitor in the Magic Kingdom in the summer, in August, the hottest month of the year in Orlando. And I have a pan and a broom, and I sweep the trash into the pan. That's my job. Annis is a father with a 5-year-old daughter. I don't know his name. But he comes up to me, he's got one of those cardboard boxes of apple juice, and he says to me, "Can you help me? I need a cup of ice for my daughter's juice. When we left the hotel 45 minutes ago, it was cold and she wasn't thirsty. Now we're here, she's thirsty, it's warm, she refuses to drink it warm. Where can I get a cup of ice?" I know everything, this is where I work. I say, "You see the 2 red umbrellas, sir? You can get a cup of ice there. Would you walk?" So Anna starts, the goofy hat dad starts walking there. Just stop at the first chair. I go back to sweeping up. And then I think to myself, he's not really happy right now. I have my radio, my Nextel radio, and I get it out and I go, "Hey Bob, you see the guy coming in the goofy hat?" "No, the other one." "Yeah, he just wants a cup of ice." "Okay, thanks." I estimate that took about 8 seconds. Can we agree? Somewhere in the neighborhood, 7, 8, 9 seconds? Let's just go with 8 seconds. Now I'm going to, and then I go back to sweeping up. Now I'm going to go play the role of Bob at the drink cart. Annis, or Goofy Hat Dad, when I tell you, you come my way, start coming my way. I am Bob. I am holding out the ice. Goofy Hat Dad comes here. If you were Goofy Hat Dad, what are you thinking or saying? Wow, right? How about a hand for Goofy Hat Dad? Thank you. You may keep the hat. Eight seconds. Extra. What I did, hey, you can get the ice over there, that was expected. 8 seconds. Here. There's another challenge when it comes to customer service. I want you to think about going out to dinner 3 times. You're not celebrating anything. You're not going to a fine dining restaurant. You've had a long day or a long week. You're going out just because you don't feel like cooking. And you go to a moderately nice place, nothing fancy. One of those experiences is amazing. One goes just the way you thought it was going to go, and one was awful. When it's amazing and when it's awful, what do we do? What do we do? We tell people, we talk about it, we recommend, and we warn. When it goes just the way we thought it was going to go, what do? Nothing. Nothing. Here's the harsh reality with customer service. Satisfaction is dangerous. I want you to make your minds a complete blank. Oh, good, that was easy. All right. I want you to pretend you're a voiceover actor and you're going to, or actress, and you're going to voice over a cartoon, and it's a drama and a thriller, and you have to say, satisfaction is dangerous. Ready? All together. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Satisfaction is dangerous. 8 seconds. Wow. There's a time and a place for wow. When I was a front desk host at Disney's Contemporary Resort back in the 80s, I was brand new to hotel operations. I checked in a guest. We had physical hard keys. We didn't have electronics back then. And I sent a guest to a room, a couple, to a room that somebody else had checked in, a honeymoon couple, and the guests I checked in went to the room that had the honeymoon couple in and opened the door. This was a mess. I was new. I didn't know what to do. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't the guest, either couple's fault. But we needed to create some kind of recovery. The back office team came together. We upgraded the couple that I sent. They're in a suite, the honeymoon couple, and we dinner that night in a nice restaurant, tickets. The couple that was already in the room, I'm not sure that they spent very much of their own money that week. We rolled out the red carpet and we created a wow. There's a time and a place. But what about all day, every day? This is a continuum. If you can picture on your right going the extra mile, and you can picture over here doing next to nothing. Time, money, resources, energy, setting a standard that you probably will never be able to maintain. Over here doing next to nothing, 8 seconds. You see the guy come in with the goofy hat? Yeah, just a cup of ice. Both of those efforts yielded this. What are you going to do moving forward? Subconsciously, we don't do this very often because there's too much. We can't sustain it. And what we do is we let what we can't do stop us from what we can do. I was at the University of New Mexico with a new Disney Institute colleague, not new to Disney, new to Disney Institute. I'm the senior instructor. In an hour, we're going to have 400 people in the room talking about customer service all day. We're going over the slides. Kendall does this part, I do this part, he does this part. And we come to a slide, Kendall had a question, and I said, Kendall, what the slide is really saying is, it's not about the extra mile. This was 2011. I said, it's about going just a little bit more. And out of nowhere, he said, you mean like the extra inch? And in that moment, I knew a gift was given. Going the extra inch. I'm going to challenge you when my speech is over, in the next 72 hours, that you figure out some way to try going the extra inch. Some small, seemingly insignificant thing that you don't think has an impact. See the guy come in the goofy hat? He wants a cup of ice. Insignificant. The odds of that being one of the most memorable parts of their entire vacation are high. You can do anything with the extra inch. I knew I was running an errand. I went out to the store to run some errands, and I thought, I'll go to the store next door. It'll probably take me 10 minutes and $10 to buy an empty jar and a bag of children's necklace beads. 52 weekends every year, 18 years, and then a child can leave. I take a bead out, 936 beads. I take a bead out every Saturday to remind me that this bead represents this weekend. How did last weekend go? Did I squander it? Did I work too much? Did I spend enough time with my son and my wife? This seed, this bead, represents the seed of transformation for you as you have the opportunity to sail from something that you can't do all the time to sailing over here and doing something that you can do all day, every day, day after day, week after week, for your entire career. But you need to plant a seed. In the next 72 hours, once a day, take 8 seconds or thereabouts and create some wow. Stop spending time over there. Go over here. I have shared with you that I think going the extra mile is a flawed concept, and what you can do instead, go the extra inch. Thank you and good luck.